Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Daily Bone podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Hey, you know what? Never mind. All we talk about is meme coins. Meme coins now, meme coins forever. Let's go. Today, we're going to talk about Solana's weekend pump. We're going to talk about the red hot meme coin market and break down how we've been absolutely cooking in the Bodoggos Discord trenches. Absolute fire all weekend long. We've been killing it. I'm lacking for sleep. I'm delusional. I'm walking around getting 4 hours of sleep every day. I don't even know what's up or what's down. All I know is we're making money. Ladies and gentlemen, Signal Clemente Easy. How are you guys feeling this morning? I am feeling euphoric.
I'm feeling good, Ray. I streamed this morning per usual, just running the daily shows. I was down 8 SOL this morning. Down 8 SOL in about 30 minutes. Hit an absolute cook. 16K entry on this 350K market cap coin. Made it all back in one trade, baby. That's why we keep clicking. The ticker was boobs. Absolutely great. We got a little bit of a math meta. So, have you ever used a graphing calculator?
No.
Okay, so a graphing calculator lets you do like variables and shit on the calculator screen. So somebody just posted this straight up like boobs emoji thing. It was great. Yeah, this. So it ran, got in 16K, stream followed, and we're up nicely. So we turned 2 SOL into 7, which made it all back. I left 21 SOL on the table, though. So it happens. But listen, 1 SOL now is $240. So making $240 in an hour is not a bad morning to start the day. I was just a little bit more nervous. I probably should have bag held it a little bit. The other thing is my mental's not in the right shape. I went for a run yesterday for the first time. Dude, running sucks. I ran like 2.5 miles. That shit sucked ass. I was like, by the end of it, I got back. I was like, dude, people get running highs. And I'm like, what's the opposite of that? Like running depression? Because I feel like shit. My legs feel like jello.
You're a beginner, Easy. It's because you're a beginner. The beginning's hard, man.
I bought a fucking Theragun. I'm over here massaging my thighs because my legs hurt so fucking bad today. I play basketball like 4 times a week, and for whatever reason, running just kicked my fucking ass.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I was like, this sucks.
You don't see David Goggins walking. He's running.
I gotta give credit to his dude. Clemente was here all last week. Dude was waking up at 7 a.m. and hitting like a light 5-mile run before my 8 a.m. show even started. And I was like, oh man, this guy's onto it. This seems dope. Ordered running shoes, got them, laced them up yesterday for the first time, hit the pavement. About halfway through, I was like, wow, I'm thinking about killing myself. This is miserable. What's going through my head is like, where's the bleach? Tide Pods look yummy right now. This is awful. I got back and I was like, people say this is like good. This is good for you.
You hit the wall, Easy. That's what you did. You hit the wall. Like, so when you run a marathon, there's something called a wall. And it's like this mental barrier that that is really hard to break. Happens around mile 19 or so. But you hit that around probably like 1 mile. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's normal. It's normal. It's completely normal. And as you run more, your wall tolerance is gonna get better. And those thoughts, they're gonna become happy thoughts, and then you're gonna get the runner's high. You just gotta keep working at it, man. You gotta keep working at it. But honestly,
so instead though, Stig, I gotta be honest. Instead, I'm debating just buying a bike. I like to ride a bike way better. Like I when I was in Miami, I was ripping like 10-mile bike rides just because it's enjoyable. Like I enjoy that cardio. It's nice. I don't get bored of it. Running, it's just like you're just like, I don't know what it is, but it wasn't it. I was sitting there, I was like, this isn't it. Like I'd rather top blast a meme coin that rugs for 50 SOL than go for another run. Like I was like, this sucks.
Man, shut up. Come on, that's not true. That's not true. It's really not that bad. Yep. You just gotta get used to it. But I get you. Cycling, if you're in the right area of the world, can be like that feeling of a runner's high. You can get it with cycling when you're in a good part of the world and traffic isn't trying to kill you. So you do your thing, Easy. You do what you got to do to stay in shape in the meme coin cycle, because you got to have your head screwed on. You can't be just trading through doziness. You've got this. So keep going. Like I was in the trenches this weekend and I wasn't deploying. So you guys, you're a bad influence. I got to say, you guys are a bad influence.
Yeah.
I am mid caps and large caps. That is my arena. And I have been slowly, and this is thanks to Ray as well, been pulled down into this like sub 1 million. And I've started being like tuning into the Bodoggos channel and I'm listening. Dude, it's aggressive out there. You guys trade so fast. I'm like, there's no multitasking here. There's no like, I'm going to make a cup of tea, get into a meeting. No, you guys are in and out so fast. So I'm still in listening mode. I haven't deployed in like the sub-million yet, but I'm learning and I'm hoping to like jump
For context, by the way, Boobs is at 500K. I left 50 Sol on the table. This hurts.
Check it off, buddy.
This hurts a lot. This hurts a lot.
Yeah, Signal, the trenches are next level.
Welcome.
Next level, man.
I've been in the trenches boot camp for the last month, and this last week was finally when I started like gaining traction. But what I recommend people is you got to just literally, if you just tune into the Bodoggos VC, I call it just trench radio. Because you're just listening to like what's running, what's pumping, and like you're learning kind of the language of like guys of like finding the runners and why something runs versus why something doesn't. But it's fun. Like, I mean, I think I was in the trenches for like 9 hours yesterday. It was bad.
You got trench foot, man. You got trench foot. You go 9 hours in the trenches. You're coming out with trench wrist or something. I was listening over the weekend.
So hard.
I was learning. I was listening to you guys. I was like listening about the configuration, all this stuff. And then all of a sudden the ticker started going to like the weirdest things. Like Boobs is nothing compared to what I heard over the weekend. And at one point I was like, I'm actually getting dumber. I'm actually physically getting dumber listening to the trench radio. I had to turn it off. I had to walk away. I was like, you know what? I actually have friends. I'm going to go and spend some time with them, but I'm coming back. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not above it. I am not. I'm coming back to trench warfare. So I'll be in there. Anyway, how much money you make? Did you make any, Clemente? Did you just lose money? Like, what's going on?
No, I did well. I'd back to back like Friday I made like 2 or 3K. Then Sunday morning I made 2 or 3K. It was like basically what we're doing with trench radio or with the trenches is like crowdsourcing information. So like we're getting most of the big runners. Like I was talking about, Ray, I don't know if you have some of the winners from yesterday, but like we got most of them. Like if you can get some of these runners sub 100K or like right after migration, these ones that run to like a mil, and as long as you know how to time your exits properly and you take profits on the way up, it's not easy, but like I think most people that were in the trenches yesterday with us in the Bodoggos chat must have caught a 5 or a 10x. And as long as you're not burning your capital, like FOMOing into like the bad ones, you can do pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a nice little segment right after the weather report today where we're going to go over some of the cooks. I definitely didn't capture everything, but I tried to get through as much as I could. My mind is like scrambled. I think I counted 24 hours of trenching since Friday morning.
Oh my God.
3 days, which is absolutely absurd. Up nicely over the course of it. Pretty excited, but we got to dive in. We got to get deep. We got to get through all this boring news that I just wrote up in this weather report before we can get to the meat and potatoes. So Sig, why don't you take it away? We'll fly through this and we'll just jump right back into
we're gonna fly. Just one note. I was at one point over the weekend, I was looking at charts so much. When I left the house to go cross the roads and was looking at the traffic lights, all I could see was like red and green, but as charts. Like the traffic lights weren't traffic lights anymore. They'd actually become charts in my head. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get out of this. But anyway, guys, let's get into the weather report. Let's see what's been going on. It is Monday, November the 18th. We're looking at the crypto roundup. It is beautiful. Sunny skies out there. Solana has outperformed the majors, chopped on the day. Bitcoin is just under 90K. We're holding nicely. Ethereum just under 3,100. It's still that kid in the class that gets the balls hit in the face. It's at 3,100, but Solana is the absolute brute at $240, almost hitting its all-time high earlier this weekend. This week's top mover, though, was Bonk, which gained over 90% on the week to a 3.6 billion market cap as it flipped with the top meme coin in Solana. Over the weekend, top 3 stories were Solana crossed the 240 mark and set a new all-time high market cap of over 115 billion. Solana also set a new all-time high in DEX volume as it recorded 70 billion on the month. Secondly, next up, it was bullish news all around for crypto as the total crypto market cap hit a new all-time high and broke 3 trillion. That's trillion with a T. Bitcoin had its highest weekly close ever at 89,861. And Pump Fun hits new all-time highs for tokens launch, new users and new active users. It's just everything is new. Everything's a new all-time high. We are in the top speculation time. And then lastly, MicroStrategy acquired another 51,780 of Bitcoin for $4.6 billion. They now hold 331,000 Bitcoin worth almost $30 billion. As Michael Saylor said, he will continue to keep buying the top of Bitcoin. But that is all for the weather report. It is back to you folks in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always. I'm now going to take it away with our own little segment of that we've just started launching. It's called the Bodoggos Cookerinos, absolute cooks on this weekend. Here we go. Let's jump right into it. We had a kicking bull entering an absolute zen state over the course of the weekend. Hit BitCat at 200K before running 500X to 100 million at its all-time high. BitDog also called it 200K, 25X to 5 million. Also called Punk 3493 early yesterday during that Punk meta. That was called a 227K before running 100X to 25 million at its all-time high. Donald 6942 called this little red emoji, green emoji, 850K, up 35X. 33 million buckaroonies on the colors. Absolute cookerino in the Bodoggos Discord. SL Jime NFT calls Eliza, the A16 Eliza token at sub 1 million before it ran to a $25 million market cap. Absolute cook. And fifth one of the day, we have a little group sesh. A lot of these cooks, we see them in the calls, but you don't see them when they're called in the VC. VC absolutely cooking all weekend. Contributions from our own Clemente, Festies, Easy, Vo, and also Frisk, Tubby, Omega Symbol, QNN, Trillions, Olivia, Mobius. The list goes on. Call after call, win after win in the Bodoggos Discord. Absolute cooks. If you're anywhere else, what are you doing with your life? Thanks to you. Let's go.
You! Let's go, baby.
What did I miss? I'm sure I missed hundreds of tickers there.
Ray, was that the graduation music?
That is 3 Zillion Sharks by Phoenix Tail.
Got it.
Some nice royalty-free music, so we stay monetized.
Let's go. I love it. Yeah, it was a wild weekend.
What was hitting Clemente in terms of, was it like, I remember last week you were talking about the different types of tickers. You get news, and I can't remember the three categories. We gave 3 categories of types of meme coins that were hitting. What was hitting this weekend?
It was a combination of things. A lot of it was most of them were tweet tickers, so like news based. So for example, Donald Trump Jr. tweeted out about the government spending being too high, I think, and then just goes $ trillions. So someone creates a trillions token. We got in pretty early. We got it right at the launch, and that was like a 5 or a 10x. Elon Musk was wearing like an Omega little necklace at the UFC event. So someone made like an Omega ticker. That one ran to like 4 or 5 mil. So if you can get in on these early, you can catch these. Olivia was Taylor Swift's cat that got up to like 600K. And then there was a lot of AI stuff. So it was that, and then there was like an AI meta where people were like these kind of AI agents were being made, and like Marie was one where we got in sub 200-300K and it ran up to a few million. So yeah, it was the AI and then just news.
Yeah, that AI stuff, I think we're going to dive deeper into that. I really want to touch on that. So we've seen AI metas launching. So this all like kind of started with Truth Terminal, like leading the AI meta with the GOAT token. And then we saw AI 16Z basically release models that are easier to use for people to create their own models. And then what happened over the weekend was there's a site called like Vvaifu, like Waifu, but 2 Vs. And essentially they allow you, it's like the pump fun of creating these meme coin tokens. So I'm going to bring up their site now. So this is where a lot of the action has been coming from. And essentially it lets you like launch a meme coin agent, like sort of like how Pump Fund lets you launch a ticker. So this launches the ticker. And then when you go into like one of your agents, you can like pay token and pay their token to unlock features. So essentially like you create a Twitter, you link it to this and it will tweet for you. The AI tweets, It has Discord, Telegram access, also like agent training, different things that the dev unlocks. So looking at these, we were basically looking at like which were interesting that were launching on the site, which ones had like tweets unlocked and all these different things. So this site was like the absolute cook for these agents over the weekend. Clemente, I know you were doing a little bit of diving. Like, what are your thoughts on like the meta and how to capitalize here for the AI agents?
It's really hard. It's interesting because so this is basically a pump fund for AI agents. So there's like you can basically make an AI an agent, and you pay you train it, right? So you fill out this description, you put in like a little thing for it, and you kind of train this agent to talk, right? Or to like be personalized, and then from there you pay for specific features. So you pay money for it to tweet for you, for how long you want it to tweet for you. You can do these things where you burn a percentage of supply and you send it to AI 16Z, which is the kind of the DAO, the people that made this. And it's just I don't know. I find it's really interesting. The Truth AJT launched one for Mike Dudas, which was interesting. And you can see it kind of tweeting right now, Ray. If you want to look up Mike Dudas, yeah. So
on this one,
he made one from Mike Dudas. We got in on this one like sub 300K. Yeah. So people were launching these. But the thing is that the key was the people that were actually launching it using the right strategy, right? So what happened was like if you launched one, like I got burned on a Kevin one, for example, from people that launched the AI agent but didn't actually set it up. Yeah, you could get easily burned on those. There was like you can just train these based off of it. There was a Choose AI launched as well. If you want to look at that, it's just Choose AI, I think. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at this. So Signal, this is trained based off of Nick, this AI agent. So it tweets out like every or twice an hour, based off of the information that it was fed, and like it's actually pretty good. But you can train it further. Yeah, I don't really have anything else on this. I'm trying to think, but the other thing I notice is Signal. In order to do this, you need to pay tokens from this site. So they have a token that's up to $100 million market cap, and you need to burn them in order to get some of these things unlocked. So in order to actually get an AI agent properly set up, you have to pay a pretty good amount. Like I think you pay up like a few $1,000s. So there's a thesis here that because it's so much more expensive to set up these agents now under the current infrastructure, that the existing ones that are already set up is a bull case for them. And what's also cool about it, I know I'm rambling, the other cool thing about these AI agents is because it's so expensive to set up, it actually keeps a lot of the scammers away. Like the ruggers, because you need to literally pay 0.5 SOL to get it set up, just to start this thing, not even the Twitter X and all that stuff. Like it does take, it has a barrier to entry that is pretty nice. So yeah.
If you saw two tickers, let's say Elon tweets something, right? And tickers start appearing. If you saw an AI ticker of what Elon had said versus just like a random ticker that came out, would you be more interested in the AI version of it now? Are you saying because we're in this current meta?
So I don't think that an AI ticker of an Elon tweet would launch. They're more like based on like personas, essentially. Like someone might launch, like I'm sure they have, like an Elon AI that they train based on like characteristics. They say like, okay, I want this to tweet like Elon. It has these characteristics like entrepreneurship, like cockiness, like intelligence, like all these different things. And then that would be what launches. We're still seeing the tweets launch, and like there is strategy, like looking at that too for tweets. Because like whenever he tweets, there's like 10 tickers that launch with whatever it is. So it's figuring out like, is that tweet even like worthwhile to like meme? Is it memeable? And then B, figuring out which one is going to be the runner. Like generally it's the first to migration, but we need to look at all the other different metrics. And we go over all these in the Bodoggos Discord at like real time because we have so many people and they're contributing, like looking at top holders, looking at how much the dev has, looking at, is it bundled, looking at if the Twitter's been reused, like all these different metrics you can look at for like new coins, and then like picking the one that we think is like most likely to be the runner.
Gotcha. It definitely feels like the deeper you go into the trenches, the more you like, if you're not on this 100%, you definitely need a group of people to trade with, because especially depending on your time zone as well. Like if a new meta, like what you're talking about, Clemente, now with these these AI personas are coming out. So when you go to sleep and then a whole new sort of trend has come about, you really need that group of people to help you just to like get your head around it, understand what you need to trade. Because the trenches are moving so fast. It's just like, you can think that, I don't know, Ross is a good ticker, and then 48 hours later has nothing. No one is interested in that. Not even 48 hours later, like a couple of hours later, no one is interested in that, and you've already moved on to the new thing. So I think, yeah, I am going to be definitely tuning in more, because yeah, there's a lot to learn. And I feel like as well, like I know everyone says you need to like pay your taxes to the trenches in order to learn, but it like that doesn't mean you want to lose your whole stack before, you know, before you've even started gambling. So is this persona, is this AI persona thing still relevant like right now? Is this what people are still trading now, or have people kind of moved on a bit?
I just put 10 Sol into the Vvaifu token because I think it's going to absolutely crush if this meta sticks around. Just did it live.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Signal, it's hard to say. I think so. Like I actually think it's really interesting. It's still really buggy as far as setting it up and how it all works, and I think the limitations of the AI, but like I think we'll see it opens up for a lot of opportunities from a trading perspective. From an like right now you run into a lot of problems with Memecoin devs, right? Of like, are they going to tweet? Are they going to rug? Like, are they going to do all these things? And the AI agent, if set up properly, can kind of be autonomous. So if you set it up properly, you now have this agent that's tweeting like twice an hour or once an hour or whatever it is for a certain period of time. There was another one that like someone trained to make like video, like these GIFs, these like artistic GIFs using AI, and would tweet one every like 10 minutes, or I think it was called Astra. That one ran a good amount. So you basically can, like, if you can set these up properly, it takes a lot of like the BS out of like the devs and the team behind it, because you can just have an AI agent kind of running the game plan. That's obviously what we've seen with GOAT, right? Which is the leading one, but like you can look at the other agents and just kind of see how they do. But yeah, like I spent a lot of time yesterday trying to go through like here, let me I was looking through most of the tickers here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah, like trying to go through a lot of these AI agents and just trying to learn what they were doing, how their Twitter was set up and all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if it'll stick. I hope it does, because I think it's cool. But like, yeah, I bought some AI 16Z. I bought some Waifu token in case it does, just to get broader exposure to it, and we'll see if it continues.
I think that Vvaifu thing goes absolutely parabolic.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like the dumbest run ever.
Wait, so easy. Give some context. What are you talking about?
It's the token you need to burn to do these AI agents. And I think it's sitting at like 90 mil. I think it goes to like $500 million. If this AI agent meta continues, which I think it will, it's the one that you can like automate training AIs. Yeah, I think this thing's got like a 5x in it from here. Like over a long enough timeline, it's like if you don't want to actively trade the trenches and monitor what are the best AI agents, the devs on this continue to like iterate and work as well. Like they're continuing to ship new things and give new reasons to burn the token. I think this goes significantly higher if this AI meta continues. Like that's where I'm like, if you want exposure to AI agents, you buy this.
So one of the things that I'm thinking about right now is like, we've got 6 weeks to the end of the year, let's say 7-8 weeks until inauguration. So we're probably going to be running pretty damn hot until at least like beginning of January. We've got Sol hitting like in terms of price, very near its very near its previous all-time high. You've got the crypto market cap breaking an all-time high, and what some of the stats we're talking about, like Pump users, numbers, etc. Easy, like looking at some of the more traditional meme coins that everybody was talking about, not even 3-4 weeks ago, SPX, Giga, Bitcoin, all of those are pretty much like they're pretty down if you compare it to say the newer ones that have come out, Luce, these AI agents, like etc. Like where are we in terms of like looking at I mean, I'm calling them old, but you know, Murad's list is not old, but like the older meme coins versus what we're doing now versus like where we are going towards the end of the year and going into like January. Like how should people be positioning themselves in terms of their meme coin portfolio? Should they be concentrating on the older stuff, only looking at the new stuff? Like, what are your thoughts around this?
It depends on like your trading style, to be honest. Like I think right now is not a bad time to buy some of those dips on the older ones, just because like Murad's not going to stop shilling those. But at the same time, look at past cycles. Look at the NFT cycle. New NFTs are outperforming, mostly meme coin NFTs. Look at the ICO cycle from 17. There was a lot of shit then that like doesn't even exist now. But granted, you still have winners like BAT, Filecoin, even to some extent ETH, Sol a few years later. Some of these things, it's like there's going to be winners, but it's easier to bet on the new stuff, in my opinion, and get in and out over a week, 2 weeks, versus focusing on the old stuff and hoping for a resurgence, which is why that Dasha, which is the Vvaifu token, is the one I'm like, okay, if this meta continues for another week, that token goes 5x. And that's the theory. It's like that simple. Like if they keep shipping new stuff that makes more of that token be burned, then you're sitting on a situation here where that should go much higher. And when you look at the data here, Pump Fund tokens created a day, new all-time high on the 16th, on Friday. So that's massive. That's something I look at. I look at something for revenue, like how many tokens are being generated and not graduating versus graduating, all-time high yesterday. So Pump Fund makes money before graduation, Radium makes money after they graduate. Of course, this data is slightly delayed still. It's from the 6th, so we're like 12 days behind. I don't know why this one doesn't continue to update, but I would bet that both the new users and active users is all-time high. Also looking at that is then when I start to get interested in other tokens, like the whole selling shovels to the gold miners type of approach, where if we're getting more of these tokens running and you don't want to just sit in the trenches the whole time, what I look at here, sorry, right? I'm going to also share that. Okay, so yeah, daily new active users, new all-time high across the board as of yesterday. Like that's something to me that like shows we're still trending up. I look at something like this where I'm looking at the macro and more of like the bigger charts. And I'd be even like more interested in stuff like Jupiter, Radium, some of these other tokens that are liquidity pools and liquidity provision opportunities. So like Jupiter here at 118 is really interesting to me. Now that we're finally getting consolidation higher and breaking out, this basically to me looks like a clear path to 2 very quickly. And then of course, like I still look at my Radium stuff because every pump fund goes to Radium. Why would you not be wanting exposure to that? So like if you don't have time to sit in the trenches and trade a lot of like these other tickers, I look at this. Radium had a God candle literally yesterday to 630. Like absolutely absurd move, a clean 6x off of where I've been screaming from the high heavens about this damn thing. Bounced perfectly off my fib lines, which I like. Target still remains at 7. Above that, we're looking at 9. So like those are the things that I'm looking at when I want to like, okay, where can I start to move profits into versus looking at just meme coins. But if I'm buying just meme coins, then I am looking at some of like the bigger winners, which is Dasha, that Vvaifu. I'd be looking at Eliza, which is the AI16Z agent, because AI16Z is getting all these token allos that it's pretty straightforward for that to be the one that tests a lot of this. And if you're using the AI16Z framework, which a lot of these people are because they want a tweet from Shaw Makes Magic, who's the founder of it, then you almost want to just get exposure to AI16Z here too. But you can also start to look towards some of these other AI agents, Truth Terminal, Zero Bro, some of those. And I have one that like I shared to the Bodoggos Discord at 8 mil. That's like the fart coin of Zero Bro is what it is. It's called Gay Coin. It's the most absurd thing. It's a week old. So this one's a tiny bit older, I guess you could say. And sorry, that's the wrong chart. I want to pull up one with the fibs on it. But basically your thesis is if Zero Bro keeps going higher, then we'll also get higher on the beta. Much like Fartcoin goes up, so does, and then I want to make sure I'm sharing the right one. There we go. Yeah, so I have my fibs on this as well. 15-minute. So it's bouncing right under this one. If we get a rally here, this goes back up to 12 mil with upside of 17. So you're looking at a 60 to 120% move. That's like kind of what I'm looking for on some of these, which have like lower downside risk. The asymmetric bet stop loss would be still around 5.5. So you'd be looking at something like a 30% loss on this versus upside targets of 60 and 120. So like that's kind of where I put the ranges to find quote older coins that still fit the narrative. And that's where my head goes is like that. There's also one that Frank originally made a ton on called Slop. This one's interesting to me because it's all the way down, but it's a term used in the AI space for bad AI code. They call it slop. And so that's like a verbiage that fits it. And then the one that's my personal favorite for derogatory AI terms, clanker. For whatever reason, calling something a clanker is so funny to me. Like that to me is just hilarious. And it sits at a 1.3 mil. So these are like kind of like down the risk curve off of like just new pairs, existing tokens that I think if the AI meta continues, these start to come back pretty hard. I see the comments saying Shoggoth. I don't fucking understand Shoggoth, so I've stayed out of it. But Clanker's one of the ones where I'm like, okay, a break above 2 mil, this probably runs pretty hard to 4. And that's like pretty, just the word is funny. Like if an AI is pissing you off, you just say, shut up, Clanker. And it's like, oh, he got him. He told that robot. Like, that's pretty funny. Yeah, like not like the robot really fucking cares. But it's just like, that's funny to me. And like, when you have stuff like that fits the mold, but it's slightly different than some of the usual shit, it takes a little bit more to catch on, but then has some opportunity to rally much harder. So that's kind of where my head goes. I'd be looking at stuff like AI16Z, Eliza, Gaycoin, Clanker, Slop, some of those. And then, of course, that Vvaifu, which is like, that's the perfect example of if the meta is AI agents, you're selling shovels to the gold miners here. Fuck it, we're actually gonna just buy
Easy. How out to lunch is this take? Do you think so we're starting to see that runes are starting to get more attention from names like Binance and like the central exchanges. Do you think that Bitcoin obviously being the star of the show and lifting the entire market, that off the back of that, essentially runes could get enough traction that they steal attention from Solana and that becomes the star of the cycle?
Oh, I think you're smoking crack.
Okay, bring it. Why am I smoking crack?
Because you're talking about something here where you're saying, yeah, I think those become the star of the cycle. Damn, 250 is the next fib. Is crazy. You're saying runes become the star of the cycle. It's not easy to trade them. There's no mobile app. There's nothing there that makes it.
If they get listed on centralized exchanges.
Yeah, but even then, your bet and hope is that a majority of them get listed, whereas we've now seen Goat go to $1 billion, Peanut go to $2.6 billion. We still have Mudang up in like the 300-400 million range. There's a lot of that stuff that I'm like, this is way more interesting, that even if runes catch a bid, the user base is significantly lower, but they're also more illiquid. So they get to moving a little bit on that capacity versus looking at Solana meme coins. You have Moonshot, you have Slingshot, you have a future product coming out that I'm not going to disclose the name of that we're very close to that allows trading meme coins with Apple Pay. Like make the frictions more seamless. And those people are probably going to go to Solana meme coins because it's cheaper, it's easier, it's faster, it's more users, means more liquidity, more tokens versus runes where like, yeah, honestly, runes probably go 10x from here. Probably. Will I buy them? No, because I can make 10x in 4 minutes in the trenches versus grouping my runes, selling them somewhere, all this other bullshit. That's just like so many extra steps that I just don't want to deal with.
But Easy, doesn't that sound a little bit like how everyone was talking about ordinals back in January before then ordinals had their hype? I'm playing devil's advocate on here because I just think like not every cycle is the same and not everyone like you can't look back and say, okay, this happened in 2021, so this is what's going to happen this cycle. Solana is leading, therefore we're going to like Solana is going to continue to lead. All I'm playing devil's advocate on is that I think that meme coins on runes can potentially get a lot more attention than they currently have just because everything is moving up and it's all being led by Bitcoin. So I just feel like they've been a complete sleeper, but they've kind of like been slowly waking up. And I'm not saying that they're going to outperform Solana meme coins, but I think they could have a very strong performance this cycle. And it's potentially something that people may not be paying attention to right now, but they could get adopted very quickly.
Yeah, and I'd see, I do agree with that. I do look at that and I'm like, see, that does make sense, but it still doesn't make me excited to buy them. That's like my big thing is like, I want to have a reason to buy these things and be excited to buy them versus look at some of this stuff and I'm just like, what is the reason for me to buy this Rune when I can buy a tweet by Elon Musk and hit a 7x in like 45 seconds versus buy something that's a Rune, figure out how to actually send it and transact with it, try to understand why I have to group them into batches. If I want to scale out, I have to do like 14 transactions. Exchanges make it easy, yeah. But Solana on chain is just as easy as a centralized exchange. So it's
I like it though. Like I enjoy both. It's a completely different trading experience with Runes. What I enjoy from it is the fact that I don't have to check and you can buy something and it's like a month long. Like I buy something and I can just hold it for like a few weeks versus on Solana. You buy it and it's like you're in and out. You're constantly trading. I'm not an active trader of Runes. Like there's people that know how to play the mempool, the minting of the Runes and all that stuff, the sniping of the like. I'm terrible at that. I will never participate in that. But I really enjoy the fact that Runes and Bitcoin in general have a little bit more of like a they have it's a different demographic where they believe in something a lot more. There's also this other dynamic on Runes where there's pretty much only like 7 to 8 good tickers right now. So if you buy one of those by getting exposure to it and you're betting on the overall ecosystem getting more exposure, which I think it will, considering just how much of a cult there's a cult-like belief that's been building for the last year and a half because they've been just kind of been slept on, or they feel like they've been the underdog for so long that I'm like, okay, I don't want it. Like if I find something that I enjoy, I'll bid on it. And if any of these, like if Dog Go to the Moon gets listed on a major exchange, let's say it gets listed on Binance, right? And I'm not saying it will, but that will make everything else, like all in those top 5 Runes, go up simply because of the speculation that they will also get listed. So it's a different trading experience. I don't know, like it's not going to compete with Solana, but if you look at the market cap right now of some of these top Runes versus Solana, I think they still have a lot of room to run as far as the Runes department, but it's a completely different game.
Totally. I feel as if like easy Runes right now is deep sea jellyfish 2021. And like for those who are around and were listening to the show back then, Nick used to like take the piss out of Easy for trading on Solana, and Easy, and we'd all be trading like monkey collections, and then Easy'd be like, yeah, I made whatever 5 sol, 6 sol on deep sea jellyfish, and we were all like absolutely howling at the ridiculousness of it. And there's something about that moment that was like, it was actually a tipping point. Looking back with Harry hindsight, it was actually a tipping point which had not been reached, and Easy was just very early to it. And I feel like that is sort of brewing right now with Runes, and we're not even early to it. But I feel like there's momentum there that can't be slept on, and I do think there's potentially money to be made if there's going to be an entire super cycle. This is all on the bet that there's a massive cycle coming. Everything goes up. There's money on the table there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ray, back to you.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about, switching gears a little bit, back to meme coins, is the DeSCI like pump over the weekend, and like where this came from out of nowhere. We were looking at this on Saturday.
If you heard how much I made on these 2 coins, you'd be disgusted.
Yeah. So
can you explain this, Ray? I because I was in the trenches all weekend and I still have no idea what Pump.science is.
Yeah. You see, honestly, I wish we could bring Tyler up on stage right now because he's like absolutely plugged into this. I've seen him tweeted about it. But basically, like basic research on this is like I was looking at their white paper. Essentially, what happens is devs submit like potential experiments to increase like longevity, like life expectancy. and they get launched on Pump Fund. They pay actual labs to test them on like worms or flies. As the market cap goes up, they go to different labs and they test them on different things.
Test
and like
what?
test these like strains of like chemicals essentially to see if they're going to like increase longevity of life. So it's essentially like you're investing in a potential like new medicine that you're like a part of via this meme coin. So these things have absolutely cooked. The site where you see the top ones is Pump.science. There have been other derivatives launched and other like things like this, but we have rifampicin at $193 million market cap right now, and we have Euro at $64 million. These like as you click into them, like it shows like different streams of like experiments, like live streams of like the flies.
This is real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are they
They're
giving these
testing on real
flies?
animals.
They're giving them these compounds and testing to see like how it affects life expectancy.
And they have they die immediately or something.
Yeah, or they live.
Dude, what the fuck?
Right. So they live, it's bullish. They live long time, it's mega bullish.
If they die, slightly bearish until they get new animals in there.
So at a high level, these scientists are basically running experiments and tokenizing them, turning them into a meme coin.
They're basically funding these chemicals to do the testing. So Clemente, this came out like 3 or 4 months ago. I want to say it came out in August, I believe. And the worst part about this, you see how it's dead there for a very long time?
Yeah.
Yeah, August this came out, September. So I'm in a group chat. This got shilled right when the website launched. Was up. We got in at like 60, 70K, like really early to these. Pumped to like 300K, went to 0. Moved all of the tokens I had to burner wallets. Get pinged on Friday, might have been Saturday, get pinged Saturday to just the ticker name and my @ and I was like, what the fuck is this? They go, we bought this 3 months ago. You sent it to a burner because you were so mad. It was one of the times I refused to sell the dust because I was like, fuck this. It was literally worth 0. It was 0.2 soul worth between the two I held. Opened up the wallet on Friday or Saturday, 450 soul worth between the two.
Shit.
Yeah. Just because I forgot I even owned it. I was so pissed off about the thing. Obviously, market dumped the shit out of it. Just 1 week the shit out of these things.
Dude, this is wow. Okay. This is cool. Like, I don't know.
Is it Clemente? Is it cool? Wait,
what's just interesting.
I need to understand this. There's a bunch of chemicals that they're testing on animals, and people are betting that
not
these
animals, bugs.
Okay, creatures, whatever. Okay,
creatures.
And so if these creatures live, the price goes up. Is that right?
No, it goes up either way right now. A bunch of the flies have in fact died, but no one really watches the videos. It's more the idea of this.
Right. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out where we are in the cycle right now, so I know when to sell my bags. That's just kind of like what's running through my head.
We're probably bottom of the third right now.
Bottom of the third. That's what it feels like.
7th inning stretch. That's where I fake a calf injury and get carted off the field. That's usually what'll happen.
This is weird. Yeah. I don't know, man. If I don't know where this sits with me. I don't know where this sits with me, like testing on live animals for like magic internet money. Even if they are bugs, I just feel like it's kind of weird. No? Anyone else the same page as me, or is everyone like
price goes up?
Clemente and Easy and Ray are very quiet right now.
I mean, this happens regardless. Like scientific tests on these animals happens regardless. So like I'm not too worried about the ethics of this. I mean, like obviously, like it's like there should be like some grounding in science for that. You're not just throwing random chemicals at animals. I think there's probably some vetting that goes on here. It's like, do you have a thesis and like why this will work? And then there's testing that goes on. So I'm not too worried about like the morals of this, to be honest. I look at it like as a very crude early use case at like decentralized funding of science. Cause I think funding of science like as a whole is potentially pretty corrupt, and like people expect certain outcomes and they pay certain money to have that happen. So like, why this is a good target for decentralization, just in my opinion.
I would agree with that thesis, Ray. If we kind of like, I don't know enough about this to know where this testing is happening, because obviously testing on animals, and like regardless what the animal is, in different countries the laws will be different. So in the US it's probably really strict. In the UK it's like those two countries are going to be strict, but I don't know where these labs are. So it's just like I don't know. This feels weird. Like I'm okay like throwing money on boobs, but it kind of feels weird when you're kind of like throwing money on just like, will an animal live on based on some weird compound that I don't know like how much has been. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, look, if people want to go for this, go for this. But this is kind of where I'll probably be like, yeah, I'll throw money on boobs rather than on worms or flies or mice. Dead silence. Dead
I'm
silence.
I'm looking at these different websites. So these are the two like labs they use. They use Track Biotechnologies and then also Oro Biomedical.
Yeah.
One
So yeah, and actually this in a week and a half, I'm flying back down to Sarasota. I'm going to be running an experiment myself. Easy is going to be testing various drugs on me, and we're going to be reporting on it. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing an experiment ourselves. That's, I think, where it's actually going to end up going. Like, people will be running experiments on themselves and like live streaming it on this shit. Bullish, honestly.
Hamster racing with possible death. Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
Yeah, this is some absurd comments. Also, just like classic, like talking about decentralized science and the good for humanity, and someone just going boobs going to 600K.
Yeah, I'll pick boobs any day of the week.
Oh yeah, it's almost
any day of the week over the flies, man. Any day. I don't know. I think this cycle is gonna get like as the speculation runs, there's always going to be tokens coming out, which will probably at some point hopefully just like ping your line of morality or ethics, and you just be like, yeah, okay, do I need to bet on XYZ, or can I go make my bag somewhere else? And I think like that line we're going to see tested more and more and more in this cycle the longer the cycle goes on. So I think this is just like the beginning of probably the speculation and tokenization of weird stuff. But I think like meme coins to meme coins, like if you like it, go for it, go make your bag. But yeah, I think I'm going to step away from this one, Ray. I'm not too keen on like betting on flies dying or living. I'll do boobs.
Valid.
Yeah, or just do AI agents. Live check-in on that. That's up 20% since we started talking about it this morning. 120 million.
Hey, shout out to everyone that faded us. Shout out to the haters. We're pumping.
There's my call. Shout out fading me. 20K to 40K. Congrats.
So real quick, can I share my screen real quick? Really quickly on the AI agent stuff. So just want to walk through my thought process a little bit. So I basically was on BullX and saw this, right? So this is Jerry Sauls, who apparently is an art critic.
Are you trading on the show and not paying attention to what we're talking about?
No, I was
correct. That's exactly what he's doing. So what are you buying?
So this thing was launched. So this is Jerry Salt's AI was launched 4 hours ago. And this is on Vvaifu, right? So if you go, what I did was I went to the Vvaifu site, and you go here and you go to features. You can see that they paid for Twitter access and they paid for the agent training. They actually haven't paid for the tweet for some reason. So I actually don't know if these tweets are entirely real, but if you go to the this thing's Twitter page, it's starting to tweet out. So I was like, all right, I'll take a swing on this. And people literally just like to speculate on this AI agent. So there's not like the AI meta still seems to be holding strong. Yeah, I don't know if you can find these, like basically what I've been doing, a playbook that I think is pretty profitable is you just go to the home and then you look for different, you basically scan this and try to find new AI agents that have been launched, or you can just go to, so it's vvaifu.fun and just go here and you can see which ones have the Twitter setup, the frequency setup, etc. Like AI Kevin, for example, when we were on this yesterday, the Twitter wasn't set up, but now it looks like it is. So it's tweeting. So you can just go check out the page and like there's an AI Pixelmon Kevin tweeting. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just worth checking and learning, because if this meta continues and you have the informational kind of advantage, you can leverage that to make money on meme coins. So just figured I'd share that.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting. I think we're gonna see so many duplicates of like the same people. It's gonna be like who makes the best model, essentially.
Yeah.
So I do think like we're gonna see it, but I think it's gonna take like honestly, I love the choose rich one. I think that's like one of the ones that's been like more spot on because like you can almost see like choose rich like peak choose rich Nick like saying a lot of these things. So however that one got set up was like absolutely spot on. What am I doing? Trying to get
Yeah, the choose rich one was funny. Like this, the first tweet it sent out, it was cool seeing that first tweet. Yeah, like all these is like what?
Yeah, just had to shut down the hater train in my DMs. People just can't handle the truth. I'm raking in dough and getting laid like it's my job, and I'm done pretending to care about their petty opinions. Next, like these are all so good. It's absolutely loving it. At Bimbos on Yops, get a grip. You're not even in my tax bracket. Being a total creep doesn't impress me. But yeah, you can see it's still buggy. It's like putting like some context in here that's like not supposed to be part of the tweet. Yeah. It's like having like characters bio. So like they still have bugs to work out. You can tell it's early, but like a lot of these are like really good based on like what the input parameters must have been.
So I could be totally wrong on this. I could be completely out to lunch, but I bought I have a lot, or not a lot, but I own a good amount of the Dudis AI, the Mike Dudis AI.
He tweeted about it today.
Really?
I traded that.
He said he does not own any of it. He said a few other things about how like he has no hand in it, but he's very interested in the AI agents.
So this is the first. Basically, my thesis for it is this is the first AI agent that was launched, allegedly, that was launched based off of a real person.
Wait, did we have ThreadGay?
Yeah, ThreadGay.
No, ThreadGay was a banger, but that was not tweeting. It was not an autonomous agent. It was just ThreadGay, but banger. I mean, whoever made this. Okay. But anyways, on ThreadGay is crazy.
So he was talking with Shaw. I really suggest if you're like interested in these AI agents to check out ThreadGuy's interview with Shaw from yesterday. So look at ThreadGuy's Twitter, check that out because Shaw's the guy behind the AI16Z stuff, and they talk a good amount and they talk about ThreadGay and like ThreadGuy's like thoughts on it, which is like just funny too. So that's one that's super interesting. But you're saying Dudis was like really the first one because I came in like midway through yesterday, and I know you guys were on like Marie and some others, but it's like Dudis like the first like main.
It's the one. It's the technical on Waifu, right on waifu.fun. And what I like about it is like AJT, who's the founder of Truth, the company behind Goblin Town, he's behind it, and he's been super transparent about how he's working on it and like training the AI and like getting like kind of working out the bugs, and he's like been getting a lot of attention for it. So I really like it. I think this is like as far as long-term holds go, I'm taking a swing on this. I've been buying, I think, well, I got in initially at like 200K and I was selling on the way up. This thing reached an all-time high of 4.5 mil. I'm like, I don't see why it can't go back up to there if this meta continues. So yeah. Oh, look who it is. GM.
We're just checking out the AI agent tweets that have been going out. I don't know how you feel about this account.
Mike, do this. He's on the wrong mic. He's loading.
He's on the wrong mic. On the wrong mic. He's left. He's left. He gone. Goodbye.
He hates that so much. Yeah. Oh, there's Joe Rogan's. Okay. Yeah.
He got so excited when he saw Joe Rogan's dog. He clicked the comment.
I saw someone. I think it was. I saw this one guy tweet out like, how did Hasbulla's cat get to 250 million and Joe Rogan's dog is only at like sub 1 million? I'm like, Joe Rogan's dog is still alive. Talk to me when that thing gets smoked and I'll buy it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
See, Signal, this is why it's bullish for decentralized science. If all the animals start croaking, we get a bunch of new takers. Yeah,
but I feel like you need this one animal. It's not, no one cares about a group of people, but people really care about that one character. So we need that, like that peanut. You need the peanut of DeFi science, basically. That's what you need to be looking out for. But I like your thesis there. I like your thesis about people, dead animals. Nobody killed Joe Rogan's dog. Okay, stay away from the dog. Keep him alive.
So this token was pumping this morning, the AI version of myself.
Is this real AI? Is this Choose Rich Nick or Choose AI Nick right here? Looks real.
Yeah, is this a deep fake?
Beep bop boop.
All right.
What a clanker.
It actually, the technicals look pretty good on the 1 hour. But it's been in this tight range. Would you call this a bullish wedge?
Yes.
Very, very good.
Look at Nick using fibs.
What's that?
This is Ray sharing the screen.
Oh, okay. Look at Ray using fibs.
I mean, are those fibs anywhere near accurate?
Yeah, low to high.
So you're saying that a buy here would be good?
If it holds.
It just bounced off the 786.
All right. I'm in for, let me buy another 5 SOL.
Oh my God. So what do you think about the tweets?
No, I've entered 5 SOL in the trenches.
He's 5 SOL. He's in the trenches.
Deploying 5 SOL. Seeing what happens here. What do I think of it? Well, some of the tweets get cut off. What I was thinking after taking a look at the system that this uses, Vvaifu.fun or whatever, I was like, yeah, this is pretty easy to build. And the market cap for a Vvaifu, what is it at this morning?
We bought some live. It's over 100 now. It was at 100 when we were talking about it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we pumped this thing to high hell.
Oh my God!
You
It's
all time
120 million.
By the way,
I almost
I'm
bought
in at
it
111 million average.
We just
that's where
bought
you're
easy.
in?
I'm in at 111. I bought 10 SOL at 111.
Yeah, I got 10 SOL at 94 when we first.
I'm targeting 210 and 228.
All right, I'm in for 10 SOL.
Dude, we're just deploying capital heavily.
Now cutting for profit. Thank you, Nick, for the 0.8.
I will say, out of the all of the agents that I follow like 12 different AI agents. Nick is the Choose Rich AI is probably the funniest as far as the tweets it sends out, which I enjoy. But yeah, I think this meta is going to continue. And I highly recommend following AJT for his like live updates as he continues to train the Mike Dudas one.
I mean, that guy's always trying to capitalize on the next thing. What happened to Goblin Town?
Went to Goblin Town. Dude, they had some banger burgers at NFT NYC last year outside the
That is true.
The basketball game.
Right now, I'm up $10 on Vvaifu. Choose AI is
SOL since the beginning.
Absolutely pumping here. 1.24 million. A little bit of resistance coming off the bottom of the previous low. We need a breakthrough for that to resume the uptrend. Let's pump this to 2.5 million.
Anyways, Ray, back over to you in the studio.
Are we doing Memecoin Monday?
No, we pushed it to Tuesday. We did the Bodoggos today. I didn't have time to get all the meme twin results, so it's going to go to Tuesday. We'll do it tomorrow.
Cool.
Ray, Memecoin Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't really work.
No, it's Memecoin Monday. It's just on Tuesday.
Can I ask a quick question actually before we wrap? I wanted to check in with resident Memecoin NFT expert Easy. What do you like? Do you think this? So for a little bit of, could you give people context a little bit on this? Because you made a really good trade on the GOAT NFT and Zero. So do you want to? Can you walk people through like maybe like a Memecoin NFT?
Dude, that Zero board situation is ridiculous. Why would we discuss anything other than pumping the fuck out of Bodoggos because they deserve to be bought? What do you get for owning a Zero board? Huh? Easy. What do you get? You bought one. What do you get with it?
Price go up?
Wait, I didn't even realize.
Can you
You ever
tell
see
us about
Fear
it?
and Loathing in Las Vegas? That's what Nick reminds me of right here. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Can you tell me real quick walk us through the thesis on
If you give me that face again, I got you.
walk us through it.
Walk us through, please.
Yeah, so the thesis is basically price goes up.
Got it.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah, like I don't want to say like price goes up at Bodoggos because like we don't want you to sell them. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's why we're talking about other NFT assets, Nick, that we want you to buy and sell. See what I'm saying here?
We want you to burn the Bodoggos.
Yeah. If you burn 25 Bodoggos, you get invited to the company Slack. By the way,
Yeah.
that's a new thing.
And,
We're kind of
if you burn 100 Bodoggos, you get to fly out to Easy's house for a week and get a
3-day boot camp for the trenches. And if you burn 200 Bodoggos, you can sleep on Nick's couch for one night.
And if you burn 400 Bodoggos, you get to sleep with Nick. All right. All right. I'm sorry. All right.
By the way, for context, that's a lot of fucking money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. It's about 800 and no, that's 1,000 Solana.
It's about if you burned 400 of them, it's $100,000 at actually no, so it's
1,000 Sol.
Yeah, so
240 grand.
I'll have
So
sex
yes,
with
that is a real deal if you burn 400.
I'll probably have sex with you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not saying it's gonna be good. I'm just saying
Someone just swept 400 Bodoggos.
All right, so basically the thesis, though, real quick, back to the Memecoin NFTs, really fast. The reason we're even discussing them, oh, that's a nice show. That's a nice view. The reason that I even mentioned them is if the meme coin goes up, usually the NFT lags. So there's an opportunity there to, kind of just hit on them. We bought these goatsies at 0.4. They ran to 2 yesterday. Zero born from 2.6 when we first got in up to 7. Basically, if the meme coin goes up, those go up. It's just purely a beta play on it. That's it.
But you so my problem with it is the zero born NFTs. I compared zero born to zero bro and compared the market cap, and it's actually still pretty high compared to the rest of it. So what you mentioned was there's a level of legitimacy, it was recognized by the collection or by the
zero born said it was their official collection. So
but
that
it was a community member that launched it.
What'd you say?
It was a community member that launched it.
Yeah, but then the team was like, yeah, this is our official collection. If that happens, market cap's out the window. It just tails the price.
Yeah.
Goat did not recognize the NFT collection, but because it was close enough to zero born, it's basically a beta play and at half a soul and go over $1 billion. I was like, these easily go to 1, if not higher. So it was just an effortless 2x. With NFTs, it's the meme coin trenches are significantly riskier and more profitable. With NFTs right now, because liquidity is somewhat lower, there's an opportunity for you to kind of just find those moves and then trade off of it, which is kind of where I look at it is the downside risk seems to be a little bit lower because there's not as much liquidity. So it kind of has a stopgap and there's bids in there versus memes. You run the risk of a rug.
Yeah, that makes sense. Got it.
Yeah, I don't think you can compare market caps of them to their meme coins. I think it's just mid curving at this point. I think you just treat them as their own meme coins, and when they get attention, they run. It'd be like comparing 2 random meme coins against each other in market cap. You just can't compare lock in versus that science coin and why is lock in lower or higher? It is what it is, and it's where the attention is currently. So I think you got to treat them a little bit differently than NFTs. You got to treat them basically like meme coins.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Good stuff.
Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about? I know we talked about runes. We did see Bonk flip a whiff in market cap, taking the #1 Solana SPY, traded more volume on Coinbase than Bitcoin did on Sunday, which is absolutely wild. Clemente, you have to be absolutely pumped about this one. Are you still holding your full bag of Bonk?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with it. It's
is it staked? Is it still staked, commenting?
No, I unstaked it. It's just sitting in my wallet. I have a good amount of I have like $7,000 of bonk. I was like, okay, this is like irrational.
Do I have bonk? I don't know where my phone is. I can't check.
Yeah. And I grittied and it still pumped after that. So it like, I think the gritty curse is gone.
I don't know about that, but I think maybe it's too big to.
Should I hit the gritty for choose rich AI?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. You actually got pissed. You got genuinely pissed that I even brought it up.
Dude, he almost fought you in this room when you were doing it.
Yeah, he was pinning me from hitting the gritty.
Dude, there's no grittying.
All right, I won't gritty.
If you want a gritty for bonk, you can do that.
Got it. Okay, I'll check it out.
Sorry, so you're still holding bonk?
Yeah, I'm still holding, but like, yeah, it's just so. Dude, it's at the top. It's number 33 in all market caps. It's kind of insane. I almost sold mine for PopCat 3 weeks ago. I almost capitulated, but we held the line. So yeah, I don't know. Bonk feels good. But why did meme coins? We saw a pretty big pullback like across the board. I mean, not that big, but Solana's up. What is it? 5-6%. It's at 240, and we saw most of these meme coins actually dip, which is interesting.
I mean, on the 7-day, everything's like very green, but they have cooled a little bit. You still have bonk approaching 4 billion. Like everything repriced so violently when the Robinhood and Binance listings came out, like for Pepe and bonk and whiff and everything there. So like I think that like everything repriced like 2 to 3x of these huge market caps. I think it's just a matter of it settling down, people getting out of old positions, new entries coming in. So my thought is like you have to expect that on the larger cap stuff. Like you're gonna have ups and downs.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But
how much sold did I buy of this Choose AI?
5.
I think I may have bought the top of that.
That was the.
Yeah, not looking great.
Just let it keep. It's gonna keep tweeting on its own. Like there's nothing else.
Maybe I buy a couple more Sol.
Well, yeah, do it. Like, I think this is as far as AI experiments go. This one could be one of the top 10, top 5.
So what additional changes need to be made to this Choose AI by whoever the owner is?
There's you can train it further. I think I saw AJT talking about how he was training the Mike Dudas one further. Let me see. I believe you can pay for there's TikTok access that you can pay for if you get whoever the creator was can.
I think you can adjust the prompt. Like you can add more information to the prompt. You can guide it
for 3 more Sol. 3 more Sol.
Oh my god. We're trying. Okay.
I've deployed 8 Sol in just for shits and giggles.
You know what they say? You got to invest in yourself. You know.
Minor pump on that. Minor pump. Like to see this at 2 mil. 2 mil incoming.
Nick's
Again.
copy traders are in.
What's that?
Your copy traders are in. They're following you.
Were there copy traders on that?
No, I don't know.
I do have some copy traders. It's crazy. Yo, it's crazy.
Yes, I mean that wraps it up for everything I had in terms of news and like meme coin stuff for the day. I don't know if anyone has anything else to add before we wrap.
Let's wrap it.
I will wrap it. We'll see you in the trenches. Obviously, you can catch this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. It's available on all major podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, etc. Watch us on YouTube. See our graphs, see our charts, see our trenches, all of that, see our faces. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great week.